So we've made it to the final track on the 2023 Formula 1 calendar already, and it's Abu Dhabi, which has been the last track for many years now. This is a really enjoyable track that has only been improved over the past few years to be even more fun to drive. The improvements or the removal of a couple of chicanes which really help speed the track up and improve its overall flow. And the most recent improvements have really widened some of those corners in the last sector, making them much faster. This also has a big impact on our car setup, with much more of a focus now on straight line performance. Starting with the aero setup, I've opted for a front wing aero of 32 and a rear wing aero of 28. This is still relatively high downforce for a track that features a good number of medium to long straights, and that's purely because the slow to medium corners really require good levels of downforce to maintain higher minimum corner speeds. For the transmission setup, I've opted for a low on-throttle diff of 52% and an extremely low off-throttle diff at just 50%. This will help with traction and car rotation into and out of slower corners, in particular the extremely slow turns 6 and 7. For the suspension geometry, I've opted for the extreme right on the camber, and then I've set the toe to 0.03 and 0.14. This is a really good balance between straight line performance and good mechanical grip through the medium speed turns. For the suspension, you'll want a stiffer front end to help with responsiveness, which is so often the case in F1 23. Opt for 26 here and just 8 on the rear. Then set your anti-roll bars to 7 at the front and 2 at the rear, and finally run a ride height of 34 and 37. As with many of our F1 23 car setup, go with 100% brake pressure and 55% brake bias. If you're ever in doubt over a brake setup, simply go with this approach and it will serve you well at every track. Then for your tyre pressures, go 23.1 psi on both fronts, which is slightly higher than most tracks. This gets them into the correct temperature window as well as helping them last through a longer race distance. Then for the rear pressures, go with 20.4 psi on both left and right rear. And that finishes our Abu Dhabi car setup for F1 23 and rounds out a complete 2023 Formula 1 calendar. Now there are the 3 bonus tracks of China, France and Portugal, which I will be creating car setups for. But this being the official last races of the season, it's fitting as this car setup feels particularly good and performs incredibly well against the AI. Let me know your results with this car setup in the comments below. And even though this is the last official race of the F1 23 calendar, I'll still be creating a load more F1 23 content with daily video releases. So if you enjoy the videos we've made so far, consider subscribing and hit that alert bell to be notified when we drop new videos. But for now guys, enjoy this setup and I will see you on track.